What is up, everybody? It's your boy Flash, aka Malachi36, for ALWT Things Gaming, episode 64, like Nintendo 64. I am here with the 9-ball. Don't hate me, love me, man. It's the 9-ball and Mildewy Carrot. Starting off with Mildewy Carrot, because since it's the 9-ball, has to think about what I just did. How are you doing today, good sir?
I'm awake.
Are you?
Hold on. Still not sure.
Still not sure. All right. Yeah, man. Going on over to It's 9-ball. How are you? Now that you had time to process what's been happening here.
I'm okay. We was doing a little bit of shopping here. A little bit of game shopping.
Steam shopping again.
Steam shopping,
Yep.
okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, go ahead. Mildewy Carrot, you're the one that talked about it off stream. Go ahead and hit us with that that Steam love. What's going on with Steam?
Oh, they've got a publisher sale going on for SAO, I know right now. And there was one other sale going on. I forgot who the publisher was.
Good Shepherd, I believe, was having a sale.
I think that's who it was. Yeah. But I know they got like the SAO Sword Art Online franchise is on sale up to around 85%.
And Stardom.
Yeah. Darkest Dungeon is on sale, which is a very nice turn-based comedy, turn-based combat, turn-based comedy, turn-based combat dark fantasy game. That looks really interesting. And then, yeah, Good Shepherd is the other group, is the publisher sale as well, 20 to 90% off. And Stardock publisher as well, up to 75% off.
75% off.
You got some good
Steal deals.
some good steal deals. I'm still waiting for probably around like towards the fall Steam sales and the Black Friday sales. See what they're really going to crank out then. Probably look to pick up some dollar games that I've got, that games that go down to $1 and all. But I'd say get those wish lists ready and wait to see what comes out, because they do a lot of cool things around those deals and all. I know, especially during the end of the year, they've got some good ones too.
Also, keep in mind that if for anyone that is getting a Steam Deck at the end of the year, beginning of 2022, this is the nice time to jump in and get your library ready, because anything that you buy on your Steam account will be able to be played on your Steam Deck portably. So there you go. All right.
Definitely a good thing to do. I've already got 398 on my wish list. 9-ball, you want to outshadow me with yours?
487.
It's over 9,000.
I got 100 to go, folks. I'm getting there. I'm still kind of new. 9-ball's been on a bit longer than I have, but he unfortunately suckered me into it, and I can't get out.
And this is why we need a job. And going on over.
This is why I will work no matter how much I win in the lottery.
Going on over to It's the 9-ball, good sir. What is up? What's going on with you? What deals do you have on the day? What news do you have for us before we dive into our news for the day?
Well, not much. Like I said, like I told you off stream, we talked about a bit of the, the Epic and Apple thing, which
finally came to a closure, right?
Finally ended. It's been going on for a while.
Yep.
I was going to talk about some of the other news, but it's going to show up during our broadcast.
Facts. There is something go ahead.
But like I said, the main one was basically the, like I said, Epic, Apple, and that should have. I'm waiting to see what implications that have on the rest of it.
Heard that.
Especially with a lot of these mobile app games that are out there that do this stuff, it's that go cross-platform. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with this. So, I don't play mobile games. I don't know about you guys, but
I play some. I'm not really huge into mobile gaming, but there is this sort of online integral factor that is really fun. It's actually really fun. I haven't jumped on it in a while, but that was one of the games where I was just like, okay, I want to get through the end of this game, like get to the end game content, because you're playing through SAO Ironclad. So the season 1, you're playing through it, but it's like a twist. You're playing as your own creative person, and you have like you kind of follow a lot of the stuff that happens in season 1, but then there's stuff that's added that's not even part of it, and it's really cool. They even brought some characters that they created for the other the other games, like Fragment, Hollow Realization. They even brought some of them inside this game from that. So I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I played like the Jurassic World and the How to Train Your Dragons. Kind of like they're kind of like little simulation / mini battle games.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to the point where it's like you had to pay money to get through stuff. Like you had to pay money to speed up times of processes or getting levels done or stuff, because it's either that or you wait. Like there were some of them that was like you have to wait 48 hours for this. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Or you could just pay like $5 and get the master thing. I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's $5 that if you forget to do it, it's going to keep going and going and going and going. And it's like if you don't play the game a lot, it's not worth it.
Right.
So it's just like I tried it once and I was like, I have no idea why I did this, but I slapped myself for it.
Yeah, so I definitely wanted to bring up something here, and it's been over marketed. We've talked about it a little bit off stream. We talked about it at the PlayStation event. Pretty much any time that there was a live event, we've talked about it. Deathloop is officially out as of today. Came out today, so if you guys have yet to actually pick it up and are interested in it, might as well go ahead and jump inside that PlayStation Store, grab it. I think it's available on PC as well right now. I think it is, so you might want to check that out too as well. But it's getting some really good reviews. And on IGN, I just want to touch base on this a little bit, not too much, just because we do have other things to talk about too as well. But IGN and GameSpot both gave it a 10 out of 10, which is pretty much a perfect score. It's an impeccable score. But as I'm scrolling through GameSpot for some additional news and content, I wanted to throw this out there because there's other games that here's all the games that GameSpot has listed ever in their life as a 10 out of 10. Starting with Deathloop. So that one got a 10 out of 10 for GameSpot. Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time. That got a 10 out of 10 back in 1998. Rainbow Six Siege got a 10 out of 10. That was last year. Final Fantasy VII Remake got a 10 out of 10 by Timur Hussein from Kinda Funny Games, but he's also from GameSpot, obviously. That was last year. Persona 5 Royal got a 10 out of 10 also last year. Michael Hyam. Disco Elysium got a 10 out of 10 from David Wildgoose. Super Mario Odyssey got a 10 out of 10 from Peter Brown. Divinity Original Sin 2 got a 10 out of 10 from Brett Todd, and that was in 2017. Breath of the Wild got a 10 out of 10 by Peter Brown as well, 2017. Uncharted 4 got a 10 out of 10 by Mike Mahardy. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain got a 10 out of 10 by Peter Brown. Journey 10 out of 10 by Kevin Van Ord. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt got a 10 out of 10. Bayonetta 2, 10 out of 10. Super Mario Galaxy 2, 10 out of 10. Metal Gear Solid 4, 10 out of 10. Grand Theft Auto 4. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Chrono Cross. Soul Calibur, which is on Dreamcast. And that's it. Those were all the games that got a 10 out of 10 from GameSpot. I just thought it was kind of interesting to see that list and see what games have actually kind of came out the light. For me, and maybe I'm just super biased on this, me being past the age of 10 is hard for me to see a Mario game get a 10 out of 10. That's just me. I do like platformers, but I guess I don't enjoy them enough to be like, oh my goodness, this is my game of the year. It's a fun time. And some of them are really puzzling and stuff like that, which is really cool. But I don't ever see those types of games getting a 10 out of 10. That's just me. Maybe it's a 10 out of 10 out for that genre. That could be very possible, but I've never seen a 10 out of 10 as far as like across the whole spectrum of things of games and stuff that's currently out that exists in the world. But yeah, does anyone have any comment on that little tidbit?
Not really. I mean, I was kind of surprised. I mean, you don't think Mario can get a 10 out of 10?
That's what I'm saying. That's the type of gamer I am. I would enjoy playing a Mario game. I actually enjoyed playing Mario back on Super Nintendo, like a lot and everything. But as far as like it being like a, oh my goodness, this is absolutely amazing, I don't ever see that happening with the Mario or Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon. Like any of those games to me, like they're fun, they're nostalgic and everything like that. And maybe in that time period, it would have been a 10 out of 10. But now that we're fast forwarding to where it's at now, I just don't see those types of games being a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I didn't even hurt your feelings, but yeah, that's me. That's the type of gamer that I am.
Apparently you did.
I guess I did. Do you have any comment on that, Mildewy?
No, I mean they'll rate it as they see fit to rate it. So, you know, I do think it's kind of interesting that you kind of like a little bit of the diversity in some of the games.
There's major diversity, yeah. Not a single racing game on here either, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. So how that doesn't surprise you that a racing game's out of 10 out of 10? That's how I feel about platformers. But you see a couple on here. Well, mainly just Mario.
Well, I mean, you've got your own opinion. I'm kidding, but that's really kind of what it is about it. Like, you know, it's each person's opinion. You know, it's based on the reviews. So,
right.
I do find it very interesting with that diversity on there. You know, but other than that, it's like, you know, they're all going to choose their own thing, and a lot of people argue against some of those games, saying, no, that's not a 10. You know, maybe a 9. You know, or an 8. You know, so it is what it is. You know, I just go off of. I kind of look at their ratings and say, okay, kind of interesting, but I still go off of my own personal choices a lot of times.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
I'm gonna be off of what I prefer to do.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's good. There's going to be a game for everybody, and like if that's the game that you want to play, that's going to be the game you want to play. The importance about, again, reviews whenever they do these is that, one, the people that's doing the reviews are asking to do those reviews. So it means that they want to play those games. So they already have an interest in it. And if they review it well, then that's going to say majority of the people that's interested in that type of game might also go ahead and enjoy it pretty heavily too as well. So that's the whole point of it. It's a marketing ploy, so that way they can try to sell more copies and everything like that, and also give their honest feedback and reviews about the game. And that's why reviews exist and are important and everything like that. But at the same time, reviews aren't everything. So if a review puts a game at a 4 and you're super hyped about it and you really want to get it. And then if it ends up being a 10 for you, then that was money well spent. But if it ends up being a 4, then you're just like, okay, well, at least I took a shot for it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You took a shot. Might as well. You feel me?
I only see one game on here that I think is a 10.
What?
Chrono Cross.
You don't think that Persona 5 Royal is a 10?
Chrono Cross, my childhood right there.
I've never been a Persona player.
Oh, wow.
I played the mess out of Persona 3 and 4. I have not really
You're the one that told me about Persona series right there, 9-ball.
Yeah, I haven't played 5. I played Persona 3 and 4.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I was about to say Persona
You said
5.
Chrono Cross?
Yeah, Chrono Cross is up there. It's was that on
I still own that game on PlayStation 1. It's over there in the corner.
Is that CRON or
CH?
CHRONO.
I was looking it up on Steam to see if I could find it, because I know Chrono
I'm
Trigger.
gonna send you the list of
That
10
was,
so that way you can see it.
Chrono Trigger was such a fun game.
Chrono Cross is excellent. It has a lot to do with whenever you cast an ability, it changes the environment of the field, which you have to pay attention to, because some things act more powerful, and like you might have some creatures that may do better if the entire field's water.
It's the second one from the very bottom there, Mildewy. If you click on that link.
Yep.
So yeah.
Divinity. I've got that series. It's fun. It just takes a minute to get through.
Soul Calibur 1.
Yeah, Soul Calibur is up there too. I think that was Dreamcast though. But again, this is across the history of GameSpot's gaming, so it's not just going to be pertaining to this year.
Yeah, I never played Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
I played the mess out of Chrono Cross. I still got it.
Chrono Trigger was my jam though.
And then real quick, just speaking of Deathloop, like I said, it came out today. The reviews are up, and there's been a few updates and changes to our fantasy gaming league. So anyone that's following us right now, whether you guys are watching us live or watching us a little bit later on, or listening on Anchor or Spotify, anything like that, every week, we kind of been talking about it every week, but every week we kind of tinker with our list, look at our list and everything like that. And throughout an annual time period, we are competing with each other inside the league. It works just like fantasy football. At the very beginning of the year, we selected 4 games that we thought were going to do really well. It was like a little draft. Then after that, we went ahead and did an open draft and bid on certain games and everything like that. After we filled up our list, we had that opportunity to do counter picks, and that is to try to screw up your opponent. So again, for example, it's on a 100-point scale. Anything that is above 70 points gains you points. Anything that scores below 70 points loses you points. Anything that's right at 70, you don't gain or lose. If a game does not come out and somebody else has that as their counter pick, that just screwed you up because you can't drop that game for the counter picks. If it does poorly, that screws you up because, again, you lose the points that you would have gotten for that game, but also the opponent that had counterpicked your game gains those points that you would have lost. So that helps them in the long run. However, on the flip side, if it ends up doing really well, then that makes you lose the points that makes you gain the points, but then the other person that had counterpicked it will lose those points. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword scenario. So with that being said, we're going to start off with me representing ALWT Gaming. I am finally officially on the board. Finally, with Deathloop sitting at an 88 on Metacritic right now. So I got 18 points, which means that officially Ohio's in last place right now with 3. But I am at 18 points in Deathloop, Halo Infinite pending, all the rest are pending. Final Fantasy 16, Far Cry 6, Solar Ash, Dying Light 2 has actually been delayed. So I'm dropping that for a game that will not be announced until I officially have it on my list. But Dying Light 2 has been delayed, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Call of Duty Vanguard, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles, and I have a counter pick of God of War Ragnarok, which has been confirmed not coming out this year. So that was also on Ohio's list. So I'm just really picking on Ohio for some reason. Zaka TV, represented by It's the Nine Ball, who is in second place right now, has Resident Evil Village that got him 14 points. Returnal got him 16 points. The Medium, which he said right before this stream that he needs to finish, has at 5 points. Ruined King, a League of Legends story, pending. Outerworld Soulstorm, 1 point. Guilty Gear Strive, 16 points. Mario Golf Super Rush, 1 point. 1 point. Did that drop?
What?
Was Mario Golf Super Rush, was that always 1 point? I feel like that dropped.
Yep. No, it's been 1 point.
Wow.
1 point. Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, better than nothing. But I thought it was like at least at like 4 or 6 or something. I
thought it was gonna give me actual points.
It did. Got you 1. Life is Strange. True Colors got you 11 points. He has a counter pick of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild 2, which is confirmed, not coming out, which is on silence list. In third place is Carrot Patch Inc. But he's not worried because his games are about to come out. He has Monster Hunter Rise, which got him 18 points. He has Ken and Bridge of Spirits pending to come out this month. Oh, I can't wait. He has Shin Megami Tensei 5 pending. Psychonauts 2, which got him 19 points. 12 Minutes got him 5 points. It Takes Two got him 19 points. Are you guys sure that these are not like still getting reviewed by like late crit? Because I could have sworn that was at 18 points as well. No,
it never was.
For It Takes Two, I could have sworn that was at 18 points as well. I thought you had 2 games that was at 18 points. I think these are still getting reviewed or like getting updated by late critics. Anyway, Diablo 2 Resurrected pending. Age of Empire 4 pending. He has a counter pick of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which is on Illus B Live's list. In fourth place is Fantasy Football, which he has Legend of Zelda 2, which is not coming out. Breath of the Wild, that is. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart got him 18 points. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, not coming out this year. New Pokemon Snap got him 10 points. Axiom Verge 2 got him 8 points. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl pending. Battlefield 2042 pending. Scarlet Nexus 10 points. And he has a counter pick of Back 4 Blood, which is on Ohio's list. He's going to lose some points for that one. In first place is Illus B Live. He has Bravely Default 2, got 8 points. Near Replicant version 1 point and a lot of numbers, 13 points. Little Nightmares 2, 13 points. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach pending. The Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes pending. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin 11 points. Tales of Arise 17 points. Neo The World Ends With You 12 points. He has a counter pick of Final Fantasy 16. He has, like I said, he has 73 points. And lastly, but surely not leastly, Ohio, with God of War Ragnarok not coming out. Back for Blood pending. Humankind 10 points. Evil Genius 2 World Domination 7 points. Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance negative 11 points. Biomutant negative 3 points. He has 2 open spots and he has a counter pick of Halo Infinite that's supposed to be coming out at the end of this year. So that's what our list is looking like for 2021. And of course, we plan on trying to do this on an annual basis. It's a little fun. It's a little free. You feel me? Just a little competitiveness and being on toes with these games. So if you guys would like to watch closely, like I said, beginning next year, 2022, we're going to pick again. If you guys would like to participate, send us the email at leastretry.game@gmail.com. But on to the news. The good stuff. The update. We got 5 stories today, gentlemen and ladies who are watching live. Oh, you know what? Before we dive into that, there's one last thing I want to do. I'm going to go to Anchor. I'm going to give everybody a shout out here that's been listening via Anchor, because our demographic is kind of spiking a little bit, which is good. 96% of our listeners are in the United States. 2% of our listeners are in Germany. 1%, the rest are 1%. Ireland, Singapore, United Kingdom, Brazil. And then, of course, we have to give a shout out to Denmark for Eskil. So anyone that is watching and listening, we appreciate you guys. Truly. 100% truly. We appreciate the support. We're going to keep trying to give as much content as we can so we can make this a good living and a good content and have fun with it. You feel me? Yes, you do. I know you do. In the spirit. Psst, press F. All right. Story number 1. PS5 updates. And I know I'm doing a lot of talking here, so I'm going to read it real quick. Autocracky from GameSpot says on here, following a 2-month-long firmware test where users can expand their PS5 storage with the NVMe's M.2 SSD, Sony is comfortable with giving extra drive support to the masses. A system update for the PS5 slated to launch tomorrow will enable M.2 storage expansion for the console, along with 3D audio and some other quality of life changes. M.2 NVMe SSDs, which can be found on the shelves at any brick-and-mortar electronics store, are the same as what the users can find inside of their PS5 or Xbox Series X. While Microsoft's expansion option is proprietary, Sony is giving PS5 users a bit more choice. There still is a slew of specs that M.2 SSDs have to adhere to for use in a PS5, including PCIe Gen 4 support, but a number of them currently available drives either meet or exceed them. Tomorrow's system update is for the PS5 will also bring the console's 3D audio tech from headset to the built-in TV speakers. I will repeat that again. Tomorrow's systems update for the PS5 will also bring the console's 3D audio tech from headset to built-in TV speakers. Yes. Players will be able to measure the acoustics of their room using the DualSense controller and accurately have their 2-channel built-in TV speakers output 3-dimensional sound. Owners of Sony's Pulse 3D wireless headset will likewise receive access to equalizer as part of tomorrow's update. It is not clear if users will be given the option to tune other headsets in the future. Some quality of life changes are also coming with tomorrow's update, mostly centered around the PS5's various UIs, user interfaces for the layman person. After downloading tomorrow's PS5 system update, players can customize their central control center by rearranging or hiding certain buttons, send messages from the game base, and see more details at a glance about their own games and library. Here are the full patch notes for the PS5 software updates, and I will go to that link right now. So, PS5 UX enhancements. PS5's September update features new UX enhancements to make it easier for than ever for players to view, personalize, and manage their game content. This is a bullet point. Control center customizations. Players can now go to their control center more freely by arranging or choosing what controls to hide or unhide at the bottom of the screen, which was actually pretty cool. I took a look at the video, and you can actually move it. Your power button, if you don't want it all the way on the right side, you can move it all the way to the left side. You can have it inside the middle. You can hide it if you want to. So I thought that was actually really cool. Enhanced game base. Players can now easily view and write messages to their friends and parties directly from the game base in the control center. Game library and home screen updates. If you have a PS4 and a PS4 and PS5 versions of the same game installed, they'll now appear separately in the install tab of the game library on the home screen. Each game's tile will now also clearly indicate its platform. So a lot of people towards the beginning, I don't know if you guys had this issue, probably not, but a lot of people had this issue to where, at least for me, when you would download FIFA 2021, it would download both the PS4 and the PS5 version, and anytime I would delete the PS4 version, it would just reinstall the PS4 version. That hasn't happened for a very long time now, but now it looks like instead of it being on the same tab, because you can actually choose what version it is, you can actually it'll be FIFA 21, PS4, right next to it's FIFA 21, PS5. And I can choose which one I want to delete or choose which one I want to play if you want to have them both on there. Screen reader controls. Players can now pause or resume screen reader, press the PlayStation plus the triangle buttons, and have it repeat anything it reads, and press the PlayStation plus the R1 buttons. Oh, okay. I did not know what that was saying right there, but after I reread it just now, that makes sense. Any questions about that before we move on to the new gaming and social experience customizations portions of it?
Oh my God, this is like a science experiment. It's like being at school.
This is the computer lab combined with a metal shop right here, and that's what's going on.
Well, yeah, based on the four things, again, the control center customizations, enhanced game base, literally game library and home screen updates, and screen reader controls. You guys have any commentary on that, or move on to the next part?
Not really. I mean, I've already read about these type of VMEs that can fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Certain ones, but they do have a list. I have to find it online.
Oh yeah,
The problem with some of them is I think a lot of them, the ones that are the good ones, are very expensive right now. Still.
Yeah, the ones I seen was around $300.
And that was for how many gigs?
I think it's 2.
Yeah,
2 terabyte.
I believe it has to have a writing speed of over, I want to say 5.5 thousand or something like that. I have to look.
Yeah, I couldn't remember because I could have sworn if I remember the list, like several of them were only like, probably only like 500 gigabytes, or so that matched that because of it's the write speed is the problem. From what I was reading, is that it's hard to find a good one that matches the write speed they require for an NVMe right now. So. Yeah. It may be one of those things to where I'd say hold off on until we get a confirmed full list, or they come out with a next-gen stock, which might have better write speeds for them.
Well, Alessandro Barbosa on August 3rd gave us a list. So here's the requirements for that. Interface, PCI, Gen 4 by 4, M.2, NVMe, SSD, sequential read speed, at least 5,500 megabytes per second. Form factor, M.2 type, 2230, 2242, 2260, 2280, 2211, or that. Socket type, socket 3, parentheses, key M. Capacity is anywhere between 250 gigabytes to 4 terabytes. Cooling structure requires either a single-sided format or double-sided heatsink. And then total size, including heatsink, less than 110 millimeters by 20. That was length by 25 millimeters width by 11.25 millimeters height. So those are the requirements for that, and there's a full list of them. I'm seeing some that's a Seagate FireCuda 1 terabyte for $255. Here's one that's a 1 terabyte gigabyte Aorus NVMe, which Gen 4 SSD, which is $195. So I'm gonna send you guys this list that I have.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem would be that write speed. Trying to find one that matches something.
Yeah. So,
Like I said, I mean, I understand the need to get it right now, especially with all the games we got coming out. That's a good game. But we kind of talked about it beforehand, is that right now, I would still recommend holding off on buying any of these NVMEs because, one, we got a new year coming out. You're probably going to have new tech coming out because of COVID and everything with everyone being at home, that they're probably going to create something that's a lot stronger, a lot faster for read and write speeds and all, to kind of help combat a lot of these at-home, works-at-home stuff or environments at home. And not only that, but it's like with the PS5, especially if you have a 5, the download time is very minimal now comparative to when you were on the beforehand.
a
So
lot.
being
A lot
being able
minimal.
to then just uninstall a game and then reinstall it is a lot better than when you're on the 4. So I feel like right now it's not an extreme need or necessity to buy these NVMEs right now to really upgrade your system. So you're not strapped for time, in my opinion. So I'd say probably give it like another year or so before you really go out and try and buy one, because by the time that we even get to next year, a lot of these NVMEs that are on this list now will be a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Comparatively, probably. So I'd still, in my opinion, personally, this is just me, I'd say probably give it a bit before going to buy one. But if you want to do it, by all means, go ahead. Just make sure you follow the requirements, because it can. And I'm not going to say it's not going to break your PS5, but you'll just have wasted money on something that won't work.
Right, but no, you hit it right on the head. I mean, like, again, going now, if we had the mindset of a PS4, Xbox One generation, then yeah, you might want to consider quickly updating your storage, because that was very annoying. Sometimes you have to wait hours for a game to download or anything like that. I kid you not, not trying to sound like a privileged dude here or whatever, but literally, there's a time period where I deleted Smite, went ahead and downloaded Smite within 15 minutes, or I think it was even less than that, but within 15 minutes it was fully downloaded. And the full game was fully downloaded. Same thing for Godfall. Like, I haven't played Godfall in a couple months now that I hear one of our boys is on it. So I was like, all right, let me jump on that. Literally did it, and by the time I was almost finished with the anime, I hadn't even finished the anime yet. I was almost done with the anime, and it was done. Fully installed and everything like that. So the time that you had to have, as far as how you had before, where it had to be at least an hour. I think at best, if it was like a 10 gigabyte game, you can get it downloaded in 45 minutes. But usually it would take an hour plus to download a game, a pretty decent sized game. That's not the case anymore with these PS5. So if you're able to give it the extra couple minutes, you're fine. At this point, it's just a convenience factor. I wholeheartedly agree with Mildewy Carrot. You might as well wait and save yourself some money. You know what I mean? Don't go ahead and just try jumping in now. If you got it like that, don't let me tell you what to do. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and do that. Throw your tax savings on that. But I'm just saying in general, me, broke, I am waiting. You know what I mean? So,
not because he only has to. But.
Yeah. But yeah. And I'm going to keep going on this one. So talk about a little bit more about the updates for this. New gaming and social experience customization. So PlayStation Now resolution selector and connection set tools. PlayStation Now subscribers can choose between 720p or 1080p, depending on the individual game, to accommodate for their preferred video resolution for game streaming. The streaming connection test also helps them identify and troubleshoot any problems with their connection. New accolade type, leader. So following an online match, players can award others with a fourth accolade type, leader, which is visible on players' profiles. Automatic capture of personal best videos. When the player competes in a challenge for a better time or higher score and set a new personal best, a video clip of the action will automatically be recorded. They mentioned this actually at the beginning of the PS5, before the PS5 came out. I'm happy to see that's actually coming into light tomorrow. Players can also share their clips of their personal best directly from the challenge card in the control center or from the media gallery. Players have direct control over this functionality via their captures and broadcast settings. New trophy tracker. Please, I hope this fixes my trophy issue with Smite.
Show me your trophy.
Well, here's the thing.
We've gotten several things where it's like we know we've gotten them, but it's not showing the trophy.
Yeah, there's two trophies that I should have right now. One is that there's a game where we were just all on it. We were in sync in Conquest. just absolutely dominating the game. Like, they were cowering inside what I call Smite Jail. They didn't want to come out the tower. And we were about to end the game. I was like, you guys know what? The Fire Giant's about to come up. Can we please go ahead and try to get this little thing? You had to kill it within a minute of its spawning. We're like, all right, you know what? Bang out. Gang, gang. So we go up there. We kill it within a couple seconds. I think Ohio was the only one that was down, but still, we were able to kill it pretty quickly. And no trophy popped. But also on the flip side, I have 3 diamond characters on Smite, 3 diamond gods, and one of the trophies that you have to have 1 diamond. You have to have 1 at mastery level 10. I have 3 of them, and it hasn't given me that diamond
You
yet.
only got 3?
Yeah. You already know that I've been focused on Medusa.
Only 3?
Yeah, I don't focus on the jewelry store like that.
Just 3?
yeah, I got
He's
3.
not Ohio, like, making the bling go bling, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm all about the mastery, at least level 1 of everybody, so I can bring.
I got at least 5 that are like max.
Oh, my bad, Bill Gates.
I know, God.
Hey, I'm with Malachi there. I got 3 that are diamond. I think I maybe have like 10 that are 5s or higher. So
yeah, I got a couple that's like 8s and a couple 5s and 3s there, but yeah, and I haven't been focusing on just diming people.
Oh no, I don't diamond everybody. I pick my certain ones. Like my mages, I got my Nox, Stephanie, I got Hera. They're all diamond.
The ones that I have Kronos, I have Medusa, and I have Oleron. And Oleron was the latest one where I was like, all right, he's 9. He's almost at 10. I should get this trophy if I'm playing this right. Went ahead and did it. Got to level 10. No trophy. And I only need like 4 trophies and I'll have Platinum Smite. Which I didn't know that was a platinumable game previously. So yeah, I'm a little upset that I can't platinum it effectively until then. So I really hope that this update is going to actually fix. So new trophy tracker, we've added a new trophy tracker that lets players quickly access up to 5 trophies per game through the control center. So help me. And this will be the right here. 3D audio built for built-in TV speakers. So this one's a big one. The PS5 September updates adds support for players to experience 3D audio through their built-in TV speakers. Once enabled in the sound menu, this feature transforms standard 2-channel TV speaker audio into 3-dimensional sound, heightening the sense of gameplay immersion. Players can measure the acoustics of their room by using the microphone of the DualSense wireless controller to apply the 3D audio settings that optimize for their room. 3D. All right. First and foremost, talk about the government spying on you. I mean, this is awesome, but still, like, if people are worried about the government spying you through whatever, don't get a PS5 because this is straight up like next level stuff right here.
I'm gonna open up the doors for them fully. Like, come on in, boys.
Yeah,
Let's have a grand old party.
Yep.
Come here. We're gonna watch My Little Pony together, boys.
3D audio
Get real creepy on their asses.
3D audio via compatible headset on the PS5 has been a popular feature among fans and developers. We're thrilled to bring this feature to life for players directly through their built-in TV speakers, in addition to the headset support that's been available since launch. In addition, players with a Pulse 3D wireless headset now have access to equalizer settings within sound controls, allowing them to customize the sound profile according to their preference. And then it talks about the M.2 SSD storage expansion, PlayStation Remote Play app and apps enhancements, and then the PS4 console enhancements. If you guys want to read the rest of that, make sure you guys are going to Alessandra Barbosa. Oh no, it's Autocratic. Make sure you guys are checking that out on the PS5 updates, all consoles on GameSpot.com. But I did want to move on to the second portion of this. And like I said, I had to cut the rest of that out because I want to make sure we get all this stuff in here. How to expand your PS5 storage. 9ball, do you want to take that one?
Okay. How to expand your PS5 storage. Alessandro Barbosa from GameSpot. The PS5 will allow you to add extra M.2 NVMe SSD to your console via an internal slot beginning on September 15th. And I lost my spot. And the feature is now out in beta. Unlike Microsoft's solution, which is a Seagate proprietary expansion card plugged into the back, Sony gives you the choice of a number of different drives from third-party manufacturers. Here's how you can install an extra NVMe drive to expand your storage space. Sony approach allows for more flexibility in how you expand your PS5 storage, but is constrained by the list. That's an important word that the company approves beforehand. That's to ensure that the SSD you purchase matches the minimum 5.5 gigabyte per second bandwidth only afforded by the new PCIe 4.0 SSD that companies like Samsung and Western Digital have started producing. Okay, so with me, I've been looking this up for a little bit now. Like we touched on the other one. Personally, right now it's expensive and it's not really worth it. I don't think they really. Yeah, it's very high. I would, like I said with them, I would wait. I have a SSD and NVMe in mine from I got a can't remember if it was a 980 or what. I know it's a Samsung, but I'll have to look at it later.
In your PC or your PS5?
PC.
Okay.
Yeah. Motherboards nowadays have NVMe slots. It's actually one of the newer features for internal storage, which directly connects to the motherboard, which is a lot faster than running through a SATA cable. You know.
Yeah, it's great, but I would say, like they said, wait. The way tech's been going lately is basically, I feel like it's going to drop really quick in the next probably 1 to 2 years. By then, you'll probably sustain a library that will be good enough to bother to put those games in. Right now, I don't think you're going to be, I'm trying to think of a lot. Unless you're playing, like, I don't know, the biggest games in history. You got Warzone on there twice for some reason.
Well, even think about, like, just what's out right now. If you don't have a PS4 at all, chances are you probably don't have PS4 games. So if you're focused on just PS5 games, even all the PS5 games that's out right now, I don't think there's a whole lot that will be taking up the storage that you have right now, unless you're interested in every single game that's been released. You know what I mean?
I said, you would have to get like a ton. Like I'm thinking, like I said, I'm saying like Warzone, which eats up a butt ton. You're getting the new Chernobyl game, which is about 100 and something. Mm-hmm. For some reason, you've got Cyberpunk, which is eating 70 to 80.
No, that's gigs, people. He's talking gigs.
Yeah, this is gigs. Stop megabytes, okay?
Good God. Remember when the highest thing back in the day was like 100 megabytes? You're like, oh my God. You know, now we're like, 100 megabytes?
I remember
that's
that
like
day.
A text document with the words I love you on it, you know?
Back in the day, we had to get those get them games, had them 3 discs, get to put that in there.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I remember walking around with like a keychain of like a bunch of just freaking SSD cards on your flash drives on it, just like, because that's really what it was, like a bunch of like 500 to 200 megabytes, cards on there, you know, because that was the big thing. It was like,
yeah, this is nowadays. This is like 16 gigs.
Yeah, and that was like what, $4?
Yeah, it's like portable one. It's like $5-10. I had to buy one real quick to do something to my BIOS. I had to redo my BIOS and get them redone stuff.
Yeah, that's why I've got a couple of them mine, because let's not remind me of BIOS. I almost bricked a couple of boards doing that.
Yeah, but on the PlayStation 5, I mean, you really don't need it right now. I would say wait on those. If you're going to install it, there is a way to do it, and I believe I posted it on here, but it is on their official site on how to, it's on here on your Discord, how to add it from PlayStation.
Not that hard.
Yeah, but you got to get a screwdriver, you got to open it up and stuff to do it.
All right, so my bad. To us, it's not that hard. To anyone who's not a handyman or knows how to use a screwdriver.
If you don't know how to do it,
Nineball.
just alone.
Is it a Phillips head screwdriver or is it a flathead?
Probably
Flathead
Phillips.
screwdriver.
Probably Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's
And
probably
for those
Phillips.
who don't know what a Phillips is, it's the one with the 4 parts. I've had so many people ask me, "Is that the one with the 4 or the 2?" I said the 4.
Is that the one that's flat? Looks like it's got a scraper thing. No, that's a flathead. And that's.
Yeah.
What's the one that looks like a bested up candy cane? That's an Allen.
That's an Allen wrench. And if they require that, then they should have provided you one in the box when you bought it. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
definitely
the
wait on the
Phillips.
NVMe guys, because who knows? You might by the time they even get a good one out for the 2 for the M.2s, you might be able to get like a 4 TV. You know,
Yeah.
because they're
At
already
least
developing
wait
them.
till Black Friday. I mean, wait till around the times where they have sales on that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially if you want to get one now, just to get one. Black Friday is going to be one of your better deals. Just make a wish list with those and watch for it. Some good sites you can go to. Newegg.
Newegg's excellent.
Newegg.com is a very good provider of all tech pieces and components for any PC building. They've got NVMe's on there, so it's a good site. Most people say, well, you can just put on your Amazon wish list. I'm like, you can. I prefer Newegg. We've also got a local group here. Actually, I think they got stores all over the place. If you guys have a Micro Center in your area,
Yeah,
Micro
Micro
Center
Center,
is
excellent.
really good. I know they got some locations here and there. They're not really known, but they also do have a site too. So you may be able to order it. They've got really good deals because they are a tech-based company. So anytime I want components or parts, I'm going to Newegg or to Micro Center. So check them out on Black Fridays and see what they got.
And one more thing, it's best to buy parts, especially for memory and storage. Buy it new.
Oh yeah.
Do not buy it off Amazon and used or something.
What, you saying that they shouldn't do open box?
God knows its storage. God knows how long it was used or what it was used for.
Before we go on over to story number 4, which I'll have Mildewy Carrot read
You're
to
saying
you guys.
don't buy memory cards from random third-party people because you don't know what they're trying to get rid of.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want the feds knocking on your door.
Like, did you just buy a memory card from this? Oh.
Before we start story number 4,
Whether
with,
the hidden file says don't touch.
before we start story number 4 with Mildewy Carrot, I'm going to read you guys story number 3. But before we start with story number 3, this is a good time for me to interject that if you guys like Ray's energy drinks, make sure you guys go to Rep Sports, reppsports.com. Type in ALWT Gaming at checkout. Get 15% off your Ray's energy drinks, your water supplements, your workout powders, your t-shirt swags, the whole nine. ALWT Gaming, Rep Sports, reppsports.com. Again, they have guava mango. They got Galaxy servers. They got sour gummy worms. They got some really good stuff. I am an advocate for them, as you guys can tell. I love energy drinks, and they have no sugar in it, and it tastes quite delicious. So be on the lookout for that. Again, Rep Sports, reppsports.com. ALWT Gaming at checkout. Get 15% off. Story number 3. Story number 3 that we have on here is that there's some new games for Xbox Game Pass that's coming. Some that's actually already on there too as well. Eddie Mackett from GameSpot says Microsoft has announced the next wave of Xbox Game Pass titles headed to the subscription service throughout September, and there are a lot of games coming. The company also ran through the titles leaving the service and revealed more games that is now support touch controls for streaming over the cloud. Of the 13 games announced for Game Pass, 8 of them are launching day and date in the library. The games launching on day 1 to Game Pass include 2D action platformer Flynn's Son of Crimson, September 15th, the wacky and wonderful looking I Am Fish, September 16th, my sister's birthday, the extreme sports game featuring Bird Skatebird, September 16th as well. The stealth action co-op game Origami 2, September 17th, also releases on day 1 on Game Pass, and does the puzzle adventure game Sable on September 23rd. The 4D battle game Lemnis Gate, September 28th, launches day 1 on Game Pass as well, while subscribers can also play JRPG Austria Ascending, September 30th, and RPG Unsighted, 30th of September, at launch through Game Pass. You can also see the full rundown of titles coming through to Game Pass throughout the rest of the September below. This is on GameSpot's site, by the way. This is the second wave of Xbox Game Pass titles coming to the library this month. The first batch includes Final Fantasy 13, Surgeon Simulator 2, and The Artful Escape, among others. End quote. So if anyone that has Game Pass, like me and Nightball do, those are the games that's coming out there. Of these games, and this, I keep going full circle with this. Of all these games that's mentioned, the only games that introduced me is Final Fantasy 13 and Origami 2.
I'd say Origami 2 was the only one that drew me.
Yeah, that's literally it. So that's the reason why, again, like whenever we talk about exclusives, which I actually kind of got, it was friendly teasing, by the way, back and forth. But when I got into like a little debate with somebody on Facebook earlier, where they put up a meme talking about Sony fanboys being sad about these 4 games that were coming out. And
oh, wait a minute, Lemnis Gate also. I thought I heard that game.
I don't even know what that is. But
It's a strategy based.
Oh yeah. But it's just like, and that like maybe I just outgrew strategy based games from myself, but because that's what essentially was what Tactics is, Final Fantasy Tactics, and even arguably some of the Final Fantasy old school games like 8, 7, and 10. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea for a lot of these games that's out here outside of 2 of them. So another reason why I was more drawn to PlayStation among other gaming platforms is my primary. But I can't complain now because I have them all, so I'm local, baby. Does anyone have anything to say about Game Pass or the games that's listed here before we going over to the 4th story?
PlayStation, step your game up, man.
Step it.
Like I said, for me, only 2 that grabbed me was, like I said, Lemnis Gate, which looks very interesting. Astro Ascending, I think I've heard of too. Come to think of it, and like I said, Origami, yeah, was the other one. They have a huge library. I keep telling you, Xbox has a library of games. They never tapped into them. Let me go check, because they should. I mean, it don't make sense. They have one of my favorite games, which is basically, oh my God, I was just thinking of it and I lost it.
Stardust?
No, not Stardust. Well, Phantom Dust is on that.
Phantom Dust, that's what I meant, yeah.
But it wasn't Phantom Dust. It's
Jade Empire?
No, not Jade Empire. It was another game. Lost Odyssey.
Okay.
Which was a fantastic game, and they never talk about it. Instead, we keep. I don't know. I mean, they have those. I'm hoping that they do something big next year.
Well, I mean, that's the thing there, and I know they mentioned this, and this is part of the meme. Actually, I'll read it off to you real fast because it was actually kind of funny. I looked it up, and it literally says, "Oop, wrong thing." Right here. All right, cool. So they said, Sony boys be like sad, and on here it literally says it's all of them are like crying emojis, with each one getting a little bit more significant. So the first one's crying, second one he's crying but he has his head like clenched, his fist clenched to his head. Third one is crying with him ripping his hair out, and then the fourth one is crying and he's like ripping his eyes out. And it says the first game was Forza Horizon 5, Fable, Starfield, and Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I replied back to it and I was like, LOL, that's cute. And I just listed a crap load of Sony exclusive games, with Final Fantasy VII Remake, Days Gone, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, Ratchet & Clank, Gran Turismo 7, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 16, God of War, God of Fall, Bugsnax. I even threw Bugsnax in there. Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon,
wow.
Uncharted, Last of Us, Kena, Sifu, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, which is timed, Deathloop, which is timed, Ghostwire Tokyo, which is timed, much more. And I've quoted on there so that way they know I'm not like coming at them saying poking fun at your posts. All gaming is cool regardless of the platform, which I really do believe. But I had to do it. so I went ahead and threw that out there. Because I was just like, again, like some of those games I don't care about at all. Like Bugsnax I don't care about, but a good portion of that, like I
Bugger.
like a good portion of what I listed is stuff that I personally am like, okay, I can jump on this. I can go and do this. This is awesome. I played this. I beat this. And obviously, just for the record, this is obviously not talking about PC. So like when I say exclusive, I'm talking about strictly console. PC has a lot of these games that I mentioned too as well, and then some of them are rumored to come to PC, and some of them are coming to PC. But ultimately, I was just saying this is what's on PlayStation confirmed, already out or coming out on PlayStation first. Even if you're talking about PC, but a lot of these are coming out to PlayStation first and then PC. So it's just, I don't know. I just threw it out there because it was an Xbox retaliation, if you will, and I just thought it was funny. But yeah, so again, going back to the Xbox portion of it, if you guys are interested in those games I listed for Game Pass, jump on it. You guys gotta have a good time with it. It's gonna be through the month of September. I don't know how long they last on there. I know there's some games that were leaving Game Pass.
Yeah, I'm looking at them now. It looks like right now it's 4. Disgaea 4.
Okay.
The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance. Wow.
I don't know.
You've never heard of the Dark Crystal saga?
Mm-mm.
Oh, this is Jim Henson. This is like, you know who Jim Henson is. You ever heard of Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Okay, I was checking. But he made like a kind of like a dark fantasy known as the Dark Crystal back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It's been gaining some traction lately, which is kind of surprising. It has a Netflix show. I'm surprised there's even a video game on it. Like I said, I ain't heard of that since the 80s.
Well, it's leaving now.
Yeah. Company of Heroes 2, the complete collection, and Forza Motorsport 7 Standard Edition.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe yeah, like none of those are games that I really cared.
Yeah, but they're all leaving.
Outside of Forza, which would have been the only one that I would have been interested to play, but I don't know. Oh
my god, they got Train Simulator. Train Sim 2
World. Number 4, moving on over that.
Humankind.
Yeah. Number 4, moving on that with it. Mildewy Carrot. Do you want to take that one?
Pass.
Do you really pass?
Number 4. What will Wolverine be rated? I'll tell you what he should be.
E for everyone.
Exactly. It's for everyone. Everyone should love Wolverine. Darren Bontius from GameSpot. Insomniac has carved out a space for itself in the industry with 2 excellent Spider-Man games, an upcoming 3rd entry starring Marvel's wall crawlers, and a future game based on the most violent member of the X-Men, Wolverine. While the game starring Canada's finest export won't be out for a few more years, Insomniac is confirming that it'll be a full game with a mature tone. Asked on Twitter if Marvel's Wolverine will be a full-size game similar in scope to Marvel's Spider-Man, or if it'll lean closer to the more compact size of the recent Spider-Man Miles Morales game, creative director Brian Horton responded with a precise and brief tweet: full-size, mature tone. A Wolverine game that shies away from the mature themes wouldn't do the mutant any justice, but that's a theme that Insomniac applied to its Spider-Man games through the stories that it told. 2018 Spider-Man mixed in with some surprisingly emotional moments between its action sequences, while Miles Morales had his own set of complex situations to navigate while working to keep New York City safe.
One thing I will throw out there real quickly, the tweet, all the tweet said was full size, mature tone, and that was it. Everything else that he just read you was the article.
Well, you didn't enclose it.
You're right, but that's why I wanted to clarify. Like, yeah, it's just all that Brian said was full size, mature tone.
Mature tone.
That is it.
And I think that's all you have to say, because Wolverine, if you know anything of the lore of Wolverine, he has a very dark history. And just that trailer should have given you a hint of the tone it's going to take. Like, you're walking into a bar that is trashed, and Logan's just sitting there at the bar, knuckles bloody. It doesn't look like he's got a scratch on him, though, because obviously he's Wolverine. He doesn't. And someone walks up by him and he just pulls out his claws. I mean, like, you're not going to have he's just going to web him to a wall and just pat him on the face and be all cheeky with him and walk away. No, that's not Wolverine. Wolverine is going to shank you, drink his beer or whiskey or whatever he's drinking, and walk away while you bleed out on the floor. That's Wolverine. So I really do hope they keep that mature thing, not to be like just that person who wants a mature game, but because I want to keep real to the Wolverine character. So I feel like from what just that tweet, full size mature tone, I feel like we're gonna have a good game coming our way.
The good thing about it too is that you hit it right on the head. Like, I mean, yeah, mature content. I feel like the last Wolverine game was pretty gory. With the Wolverine Origins game back on PS3 and Xbox 360. Yeah, that was definitely a pretty gory game from what I remember. And I mean, if they're gonna have it for that generation, go ahead and have it for this one too as well. You know what I mean? Keep that same energy. I think that will be really kind of cool. I also like the fact that he stated full game. So this is not as much as I like to, as much as I'm anticipating Sifu, as much as I'm anticipating Kenneth Bridge of Spirits, as much as I like the Spider-Man Miles Morales, it's going to be longer than that. It's a full game. It's not just going to be like a DLC or equivalent or a smaller title or anything like that. He says it's a full game. So I'm very excited about that because that means that might be 25 hours. It might be 30 hours. It might be 40 hours. We'll kind of have to see for that. So any commentary there, Nineball?
Well, I hit it on the head. I mean, to be honest, it should be mature. But you never know. They might make it teen.
He didn't sound too convinced by that.
I mean, I've seen games play, and Wolverine, the type of character Wolverine is, and the type of powers Wolverine has, would go towards violence. I mean, to be honest, if you're pulling out massive adamantium claws and stabbing people, I don't really see how you get a teen out of that. Unless he's killing robots.
Yeah, that would be the only way, technically.
Lots of robots.
Yeah.
And his last villain's Ultron. I mean, that would probably be like, I'd be like, if you didn't want to make a Wolverine game, just should have made a Cyclops game.
So let me ask you guys this:
Cyclops would not be as much fun as a Wolverine game.
Cyclops.
You'd have to make another X-Men game.
I was actually about to ask you guys. So, do you guys think, because obviously it looks like at this point that Insomniac, and Kind of Funny Games had said this before, and I've also heard this from Easy Allies. It literally looks like that Insomniac is making their own Marvel universe in video games. Do you think that we're going to see any crossover with Spider-Man and Wolverine at all? Like any cameos? Do you think that we're going to see any Avengers pop in, or any of the other X-Men, or like leading up to an X-Men game? Do you guys see anything outside of that, or do you think it's just going to be like this is Wolverine, this is the origin of Wolverine, and we're going to stick with the Wolverine, Wolverine 2, Wolverine 3, and so on and so forth?
They better do that. What was that X-Men Legends game? They better do that one again.
Oh yeah, the that's the one where you got to choose your character.
Yeah, it was like a Marvel Alliance almost.
It was like GameCube, but what it was is you could choose your character. You had 3 different characters you could choose from, 3 different ability sets you could choose from. And then you played through the game and you had choices you could make, and that kind of led whether or not you're going to be on the X-Men side or the side with Magneto, you know. So it you had that gameplay capability. I would like to see a bringing forth of that game again, you know, of bringing out the that style forward into the newer century with all the mechanics and stuff that we've got available for us with the game creation and all. So I'd love to see an X-Men game kind of along those lines. Will we see one? I don't know if I can really call that one out right now. I mean, they're kind of playing with Wolverine, so I'm wondering if they're just testing the waters to see how it's going to go.
They're hoping they don't EA it.
The thing that's beautiful about this, too, is that, like, yes, obviously they're working on Spider-Man 2, and yes, we have a slated date for that, but they're not only working on, all right, you have Spider-Man, everything you're going to do is just Spider-Man now moving forward. Like, yeah, they have Spider-Man, but now they're like, hey, we're giving you Spider-Man, but we're going to shift directions and do Wolverine. Oh, you guys like a Wolverine? Here comes Nightcrawler. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I'm wondering if they're going to start doing something along the lines like that. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Not like that.
I don't really see Nightcrawler.
You don't see Nightcrawler? I think that's a very possible one.
I don't see a Nightcrawler game. He is not that popular.
You don't think so?
If he's in any game, it's going to be an X-Men, like,
he's going to be like a
style game, like X-Men Legends game. I don't see him as a solo character. The ones I see is going to be Wolverine, maybe something with. I'm trying to think of who else would be a good solo character from the grouping that they've got. I want to say Jean. But because of her psychic powers and plus when she goes Phoenix and all, but that still feels like a stretch to me for some reason.
I mean,
Storm might do a good one because of the simple fact she is becoming more and more popular of a character.
Storm may,
Yeah.
she might, but I think you hit it earlier. I think there will be a Cyclops game. I think.
No.
You don't think there will be a Cyclops game? I think that out of all the other characters, I think.
From what I'm understanding, and I've been checking out the comics, Cyclops is kind of a prick. You do not want a Cyclops game.
The Cyclops is always just the one who's like trying to be there, and everyone's
He's
like,
kind of like a pretty boy style guy.
Then out of that, because I mean that's not how they towards again as X-Men was developing and coming up. Cyclops and Beast and all them, they were like the leaders of it. Like you had Wolverine, of course. You had Cyclops. You had Beast. You had Colossus.
At the beginning, yeah, but we're talking like you're going into the current age now.
Well, I was about to say, even with the current age, if that's the case, then there is nobody else other than Wolverine. Like that's all you have.
The
Phoenix, Jean Grey.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then who's the other one? Shoot, she's also a psychic, but she kind of looks like she's kind of like. Like
the
kind of
White
looks like
Queen.
Elsa. Yeah, it kind of looks like Elsa in a way.
The White Queen.
Yeah, there's her. She's normally part. Like I've seen some shows.
Yeah, she's
where,
part of the X-Men now.
Yeah, like she joins the X-Men. She was kind of like a roguish type, but then she joins them. You've got a lot of characters that you could definitely pull from, but I don't feel like any of them would be solo like Logan can. Wolverine is very, very unique with his backstory and everything. Like I said, the only ones I think you may be able to do soloish or something, maybe like the beginning of the X-Men with the Professor and Magneto. You know, maybe something along that line. Xavier and I forgot his name.
Yeah, no, you said it, Magneto.
Well, I forgot his real name. Eric. That's right. You might see something like that possibly, but like I really feel like they're testing the waters with this Wolverine game.
Yeah.
And then they'll go from there. Now it's a possibility you could have a Wolverine 2 into a Wolverine X-Men game or something, but I don't feel like they're gonna do another solo one anytime soon.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're gonna have one anytime soon. I'm just saying in general, the pathway for Insomniac, it could really open up their Marvel Universe catalog.
It could. It for sure could. I just think a lot of the stuff you called out is kind of like
I don't know. We'll have to see. Because I didn't think that they're going to come out with the Wolverine game, and they hit us left field.
That was a big surprise.
Perfect,
The Wolverine he's very, very physical, very upfront confrontational like Slash, and he's got, like I said, a very deep backstory. That's I think what they're playing on is that backstory to give them the story gameplay wise, because especially with a lot of the other, even the X-Men movies that you've seen out there has a lot of it's happening because of Wolverine's backstory. A lot of it, most of it is
100%.
Wolverine and Xavier. You know, it's a lot of it's with those two. So I don't feel like anyone else really could get a game besides maybe possibly Jean Grey with her transition through points to Phoenix, maybe, but. Like I said, I still feel like that's a stretch, like a very big stretch, even in the long run.
Do you guys think that? And this is a hypothetical. This is a hypothetical thing.
Yeah, Bishop.
This is a hypothetical thing, and just throwing it out there as a stretch. But do you guys see Insomniac dabbling into the DC universe and doing like a Superman game?
Not with their rights on Marvel. They would be if they did that. Because who owns the Gotham Knights now? Remind me of that again. I can't remember now.
Gotham Knights is, I think it's not EA.
It's Arkham, I believe.
Arcane.
Arcane, yeah.
Let me see. I think it is Arcane Studios, but let me double check.
I'm pulling them up here too, because I'm like I can't remember who made them, but I'm like I feel like the Insomniac. Let's see here. Developers as Warner Brothers Games Montreal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Warner Brothers owns that. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Feel like they're gonna.
WB owns all that stuff. HBO, all that's underneath Warner Brothers now.
I don't think they're gonna give up the rights to the DC stuff. So I think Insomniac probably is gonna be straight into the Marvel universe. So if anything, you might see more from that entire universe coming out into theirs. Like you may possibly see a Doctor Strange, possibly maybe an Avengers. I don't know. But by them playing with Spider-Man and now into Wolverine, it is opening up that door into the Marvel universe further. But we'll have to see what direction they take it and go with. But I feel like they're going to stay in that one universe per se.
Heard that. And the last story that we currently have right now is Dying Light delaying the light. So Eddie Macick from GameSpot says yet another high-profile game has been delayed, with Dying Light 2 Stay Human getting bumped to 2022. That hurts. This is obviously not part of the catalog here, but that hurts my fantasy gaming league. Just so you guys know. So I had to drop that game.
Played the long run and
yeah, I did.
I did make a drop.
Back to the story. Developer Techland said in a statement that the game will now launch on February 4th, 2022. It is previously slated for release in December 2021, so the delay is about a couple months. Explaining the delay, Techland said Dying Light 2 is complete and the team is now playtesting it. However, due to the ambitious nature of the game, the studio determined that it needed more time to focus on polish and optimization to, quote, bring the game to a level we envision, end quote. Quote, we're sorry to keep you waiting a little longer, the statement goes on to say. But we want the game to meet your highest expectations on release, and we don't want to compromise on this, end quote. Finally, Techland said it will invite press and content creators to play the game and share their thoughts soon, and the studio will have some, quote, exciting news to reveal later this month, end quote. So they're going to update it. They're going to give us some stuff with the, again, with Dying Light Stay Human. And again, kind of backtracking, if I'm not mistaken, I think the only people that really have experience inside this immediate group with Dying Light is me, Abs, Hey It's Abs, and Gravity Mark II. Have you guys touched base on Dying Light?
Bro.
I don't remember if you... I thought you said that you...
I was with you through like halfway through the game, and then you finished it off with Abs and Gravity.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I played Dying Light.
I really don't remember that at all.
You see what I get, folks? You see what I get?
Yeah, I legitimately do not remember that.
I get the boot as soon as he finds someone's better, he'll give you the boot.
That false information. But yeah, no. I mean, like, so.
Thanks, Eyeball. I know you appreciate me.
Well, let me ask you, man. Did you end up completing the game, or is that again that's still that you have to get? I
think I got a little bit towards the end, but I don't think I fully completed it. It's one of those games I have to go back and check where my progress was, because I will be honest. There's some games I'm like, oh, I've beaten that. Then I stop and like, did I? Like, shit, I can't remember. You know, so it is one of those ones I'm going to have to go back and check. But I have played it, so I do know a good bit of the base story and all.
Right.
For like I said, I feel like I got up to the middle point with you, and then I think we got a little sidetracked, and you went with Gravity and Abs. But it is a pretty good game. It is pretty fun with the some of the abilities with the day and nighttime sequences and all, and the parkouring abilities. So I definitely liked it. So it was enjoyable.
Heard that. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm curious to see how they're going to expand on Dying Light 2. I know they talked a little bit about it. Sounds like there's going to be a little bit more, like your choice is going to have more consequence or pathways, if you will, throughout the game. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. If it's, I doubt it's going to be on the level as Mass Effect and Dragon Age and stuff like that. But I wonder if it's going to be a little bit more towards the Final Fantasy VII era, Final Fantasy VII remake, I should say, era, to where there's some choices that will have certain cutscenes happen. In this case, there might be some choices that you make that will actually affect the game in the plot. Maybe minorly, maybe majorly. I don't know. But I'm curious to see if they're going to bring back the 4-player co-op, because that's what got me through the first one, and that's definitely one that I was just like, all right, this is cool. We are living inside the Walking Dead series with parkour, and this is what it's all about. So if I'm curious to see if it's going to be like that again, or if it's going to be, hey, it's 2-player, hey, it's single player, hey, whatever. That's my biggest interest level at for Dying Light 2. If there is not multiplayer, which I find that hard to believe, but if they don't have multiplayer, you probably won't see me on it. But if there is multiplayer, that's going to be higher on my list. Not going to get it day one, but it's going to be higher on my list for me to get with my buddies.
I feel like it would be, because they definitely had a good run with it with being multiplayer. You know, I'd be very hard pressed to see them pulling it out of multiplayer capabilities or co-op capabilities.
Well, to be fair,
from what they showed in the trailers, though, it looks very interesting with all the parkour capabilities.
Yeah.
And with that aspect on the the choices, I feel like you are going to have some pretty hefty choices because it looked like just from the trailer I saw, that there were several groups that you were interacting with.
Yeah.
So you might have several different groups that will affect not really like the endpoint, but maybe how the world gets to the endpoint. So like maybe one group will give you better food consumptions and stuff versus the other one, which will only give you half of it, and maybe some negative morality settings or stuff. It's like, so maybe it's like there's like a mixture of stuff, or maybe one group controls this, you have another group control that because of your choices. Like it feels like it might be very kind of heavy based on those aspects, of like what do you choose on who stays with what and has what.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that too as well. I don't because the reason why I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if they do take away multiplayer. I hope they don't, and that's just a shot in the dark if they do. But at the same time, if you look at the Gears series, they start off with Gears 1. I think that was 2-player. Then Gears 2 was 2-player, but I think Gears 3 and 4 were both 4-player, and then in Gears 5 it was 3-player. It was like really odd decisions that they went ahead and made with the Gears series. That I'm kind of curious that like if they do decide to do something along the lines like that for this one, because even for there's even for Dynasty Warriors. Now this one was a little bit different, but like Dynasty Warriors for the most part has always been 2-player. There is one where they brought in Dynasty Warriors Strikers, which was 4-player, but then the next Dynasty Warriors after that was 2-player. So it's just like I don't know exactly what they're looking for when it comes to certain games, and I'm just kind of curious to see that they're going to maintain that 4-player catalog, if it had a lot of popularity for 4-player, or if it's going to be like, hey, this is more of a single-player experience, or hey, this is a... Because I'm even for Far Cry 6, I know the last one was 2-player, but I don't know what this one's going to be. You know what I mean? Like like that's the part that makes you think. Like, is it 2-player? Is it 1-player? Is it 4 players? Like, what's going on there? So we'll have to wait and see. Like they said, that we'll get more information about that this month. But if it's 4-player, I'm more into it than I am as it being like a solo gameplay. So, any thoughts there, Nineball?
Only thing I'm gonna say is just basically just to the multiplayer. If it starts like that, they should just keep it like that. I don't see. I've never played it.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't hurt it, just having it there isn't going to kill it. It's an option, but it's something you don't have to take.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like I've said a long time ago, and I think it was you were talking to about mods and stuff in like Skyrim or something. The options in a game where it doesn't break the game, it's just an extra thing. If you want to use it, if you want to have a second player in there, you have the choice to have a second player in there. If you don't want it, then you don't have to have it. Or hopefully, as long as it doesn't interfere or break the game in any way, I don't see why they would get rid of it.
Yeah, and I do agree with that. But again, I go back to my comment as far as like Gears of War. They had multiplayer with only 2-player, and then they expanded it to 4 players. Which, from my experience and from everyone that I spoke to that had that 4-player Gears of War, they loved that. And then they scaled it back down, not only to 2-player, they scaled it back down to 3-player. On the latest one we played, Gears 5, you're only able to do the 3-player on that. And one of them, you weren't even a real person, you were a robot. So it was just like really weird decisions that they went ahead and make. Yeah, obviously there's 2 main characters that's there. You have the robot that now has quote-unquote life. Why not make a 3rd character so that way you could have it 4 players? You know what I mean? Like, they could have easily done that with this story. So, I just think it was just really odd decisions like that has taken root. Like, again, going back to Far Cry 4, I think it was multiplayer. It was like 4 players or something like that, but it was just like open worldish stuff. It was really weird. But for so I had to make sure my internet was still connected because I had a little notice of something else. But for my
I can step over there.
Yeah, no, Steam was acting up. But then like for moving forward to Far Cry 5, that one was 2-player. That one was true 2-player co-op. Something's up with Steam because it's popping up again. All right, but anyway, yeah, but it has 2-player co-op, and that's cool. That's what I wanted.
Mine's acting normal.
But I haven't seen anything for Far Cry 6, so that makes me wonder if there's even going to be a multiplayer function in Far Cry 6. So we'll just have to wait and see. But again, that's also my same comment for Dying Light 2 Stay Human. We'll have to kind of wait and see. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and try that later because it just came up again. Friends Network unreachable. That's what's saying.
Yeah, mine's just completely crashed as well. I just shut mine down for now.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that too. So something's going up with Steam. So yeah, so there you guys have it. That is everything that we have brought to the table for All Things Gaming, episode 64 on Anchor. Let me see what episode we're on because I did not mention that before. I think it's 44 for Anchor. I could be wrong. 50. This is episode 50 for you Anchor listeners. So thank you very much again for tuning in and supporting us and being here with us and crying with us and laughing with us and vibing with us. You feel me? I do want to go around the table real fast, and anything that's currently on your list, I want to talk about the games you guys are currently playing and trying to progress through, whether it's MMORPG, whether it's a puzzle game, whether it's something that you double in and try them out for the first time. What are we playing? And I want to start off with Mildewy Carrot.
Ooh. I've kind of put Conan kind of on a back burner type thing. I've played a lot of Conan so much. I've been trying to get myself psyched up for playing Hellblade. Want to get that, but that is a very psychological game. Like just the beginning part of it was like, woo. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun, but
this is your first time playing it?
Yeah, very first time, and I'm actually kind of really enjoying it just so far. But I really, like I said, I had to kind of get myself psyched up a bit for it. Definitely want to get back into try and complete my Batman series. So Arkham City, Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, all that. Just try and get through it all for when Gotham Knights do come out. Because I really did enjoy the Batman series, so it was very fun. And then gonna get through Ratchet and Clank and Miles Morales. Actually, yeah, do I have Miles? I think I do.
I think you do.
Yeah, I think it was part of the bundle pack I had. So I want to get through those two. So kind of got a list there, but right now just got to get this my Battle Pass finished, and then I'll be focused on that until the 21st when Bridge of Spirits comes out, and then
that's a week.
I'm gonna forget what list I'm playing.
That is a week from today.
I know.
That is crazy. Crazy.
I can't wait. Oh my god, I can't wait for it. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you, man. We might have to cancel All Things Gaming just so we can have time to play that game even more.
Doing what besides playing Kenna?
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, so all right, so you're Batman games, waiting for Kenna, Hellblade. Is that all? That's all in Smite, obviously. Is that all that's on your list?
Like I said, Conan's kind of on back burner, but I have been going back and forth with it still a bit. But other than that, yeah, not really too much else going on.
Heard that. What about you there? It's the 9-ball.
Well, I'm gonna start out with the one that we both are doing, which is the Smite Battle Pass. I'm working on that, so I think I'm actually 59. I should have finished it last night, but that's something I had to do. So I'm probably going to try to finish that up today. And also, of course, Final Fantasy 14, I went dungeon hunting. Collected like 6 or 7 dungeons I got to do.
Oh, dude, I got a ton.
Yeah, I got a ton of them. I got all the past dungeons I missed from having Sword and all the other ones and all the raids and stuff.
That probably means that you probably picked up a lot of the dungeons that I picked up them recently.
Yeah, I got a butt ton of them I got to do. Plus, I got to do all those extremes. I never did beat the Shiva. I got Shiva Extreme.
Ooh.
I've got Garuda Extreme. I've got Ravana Extreme. I've got
Ramu. Well, no, you beat Ramu. I haven't.
No, I actually have. I thought I beat it, but I didn't.
Oh, you did.
So you got a lot of extreme dungeons, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And I still got to do. I'm probably going to eventually and I don't know. I want to do the Alexander one.
Ooh. Oof.
So I'm the oofs from
I have that on my list. That's actually one of the ones I have to do, and I'm dreading it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Push it down, just down further. It's like something else. Please.
I don't know. Mildewy, how many Final Fantasies did you play, Mildewy?
If I'm not mistaken, you played 13, right?
I played 12. like the first thing that I played for Final Fantasy was the first part of 10, and that was before I even knew how to truly play an RPG, which now I do know. So Final Fantasy 10 is on my list to get, but because of my backlog, I'm just kind of like holding off on buying it to replay it.
That's a long game too, anyway.
Same thing with 7. Malachi's been over here preaching 7, which I'm like, all right, I definitely want to play it just to see what it's about, but because of the backlog, I'm going to hold off. Then I played I think it was 12, which is the one where it's Vaughn. It's got that really weird game mechanic system where you go attack something, you just put the controller down and wait. It was a very weird combat system build. It was like, and then I played Final Fantasy 13 with Lightning, so I played through that series a bit.
So you probably don't know who Alexander is.
It was fun.
Yeah. That's the 13. You know Hope's Aeon, right? The one he summoned.
Been a minute, but it is ringing a bell.
The massive castle that dropped from the sky.
Let's see.
Because you also have Alexander in 8 as well.
Yeah, but it's always the same. It's usually Holy Judgment, I believe, is his attack.
Yeah, Holy Judgment, yeah.
Because he's considered a holy type.
Yeah, he's also in Dissidia if you played any of the Dissidia games and unlocked them that way.
Mm-mm. So you said it was, who it was?
Hopes.
Spell that one for me.
Yeah, that little boy that whined most of the thing and hated snow.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Yeah. He was like the most powerful mage, but he would die real quick.
Yeah.
But that castle that he summons though is Alexander.
Yeah, that's Alexander.
Okay,
what
that
else?
thing.
Yeah.
Have fun. That's all I have to say about that is have fun.
Yeah, normally whenever there's like a weapon, like a true Omega weapon or Alexander or Bahamut, like it's always going to be a rough time.
Yeah.
So
you're going to have a long fight.
Yeah. And that's what's on my list too as well. I'm going to let you finish your list there, Nineball. But yeah, but that's also on my list as well as just getting through the dungeons of Final Fantasy 14 and getting the Regalia because I want to get that mount.
Yeah, same here. What else I got? I still I'm burning through Returnal.
Heard that.
So I got to go through Returnal, and for some reason I've been wanting to play Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon and Ritual Bloodstain of the Night, because I'm in the middle of Ritual Bloodstain right now. And like I said, then it's just Darkest Dungeon. I think that's just a roguelike game where you like get a squad, you gotta go do dungeons and stuff.
It was a roguelike dungeon crawler, if I remember.
Yeah.
It's on sale actually right now, if I remember
I
right.
bought it already. I got it a long time. It's like $4.
Yeah, right now it's on sale for $3.74.
Yeah, it's $4.
Yeah, it's a turn-based dark fantasy roguelike. Yeah, Lovecraftian dungeon crawler. Yep. It's pretty much just one where you just go through dungeons, hunting, having fun, you know.
You can lose morale and stuff with your troops, and they start attacking. From what I've seen, you can lose morale with your troops.
Yeah,
if they start losing a lot and stuff, and they'll take more damage or not deal as much damage when the morale is real low.
You can throw something like a dungeon, it looked like.
Do you have any other games that's on your list that you're currently playing, or does that wrap it up?
No, I'm gonna keep it short for now because I don't need to start. I had a bad habit. I still got my animes I still got to do because I'm currently burning through. What is that? My Next Life is a Villainous.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they are on their second or third episode in English dub for season 2. On Crunchyroll.
Nice.
So yeah,
I'll have to pull it back up.
Yeah, they started that about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago they had episode 1 dub. Last week they had, or 2 weeks ago technically as well, they had season 2, episode 2, and then this past Friday they had episode 3 that was dubbed for that anime. So, for me, the games I'm currently working on, I am working. Actually, I went back to Watch Dogs Legion. I'm very glad I did. Now here's the thing. There's a moment. All right, so. One of the reasons why I came back to Watch Dogs Legion is because, one, Ohio's playing it. Two, they brought in an Assassin's Creed crossover, which sounds weird, but it's actually pretty interesting and cool. And I am almost unlocked the girl that becomes the new age assassin. So they and it's really cool how they brought that history inside the world of Watch Dogs Legion. 3, for anyone that's watched Money Heist on Netflix, they brought that into this game too as well, which is really cool. They also have Aiden Pierce from the very first Watch Dogs. So all of that is like, all right, I want to jump into it. But here's the thing: there's a point where I was doing one of the missions to get the assassin, and there's a lot of jumping in this dungeon after you solve this puzzle. And at first, like, I ran up there the first time, got to the very top, jumped, and I fell all the way down. I made it. My bad. I made it, and then I kept going all the way through, and I got to this one part where I could not jump over this ledge for some reason. Like, it was a very small space, but I couldn't jump over it for some reason. So, and it ended up having me start all the way from the very beginning. Another thing to keep in mind, every single time I fell, I feared for my life because I am playing on hard mode with permadeath on. So, yeah.
What game is this again?
Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh.
So I already lost the grandma due to a stupid mistake. So she's gone from my
grandma.
Yeah, she's gone from my squad forever. She was slow in movement, but her skills for hacking was really high. So that was like really awesome to me. But
Grandma gonna steal some cookies.
The thing is that I had
some digital cookies.
I had what I did is I actually took a long break from Watch Dogs Legion. When I came back to it and I was trying to like get back in the groove of playing and figure out what the buttons did again, I accidentally pulled my gun out, which alerted the gang across from me. And then I accidentally shot one. And at that point, they just unloaded on me. And I'm a grandma moving at 0.2 miles an hour. So
how
yeah.
do you accidentally pull out a gun and accidentally shoot?
It was just.
Can you explain that to me, Nineball?
Yeah, it was just the buttons that I pressed.
So you didn't have a personal life alert button?
No. In fact, I was trying to figure out how to put the gun away. And there was a different way of how you do it. Because like, I pulled out the gun by accident, and how you put it away is that you hold up on the directional pad, and then you have to choose your fist to put it away. I did not do that. I was trying to press all these different buttons to put it away, and I hit aim and R2 at the same time. So I was like, psh, and I was like, oh crap! And then they started unloading. So Grandma's gone, unfortunately, and
bye, Grandma.
And I tried to quickly turn off my console and turn it back on. Permadeath doesn't work that way. She's gone. So fast forwarding to my assassin, anytime I fall from a relatively high point and I would take damage, I fear for my life. Only to find out I was getting so frustrated, and I ended up looking up the controls why I can't jump this thing. It's because when I'm running and I'm jumping from one platform to the other, I don't press X. You hold X, and it just automatically jumps for you. And I was like, okay, and so I got through it with that way. So that took up a lot of time, but yeah, now I finally got the assassin. I got through the assassin mission. I still have a little bit more work to actually get the assassin, so I'm getting through Watch Dogs Legion. I am playing through Godfall. Went ahead and re-downloaded that as well. And another reason, Ohio got it. That was a game that I do want to get to the end game content. Would I have replayability on it? Probably not. But it is a game that I was really anticipated for, really ready for. It's beautiful on the PS5. It's beautiful on my TV, absolutely. The story for me hasn't really fully grabbed me, but it has been something that was just like, okay, this is your sworn brother and everything like that, and he now betrayed you, and now you're getting vengeance on all his people. So that is your pretty standard story, but as far as like the progression of it, that has yet to fully grab me. There's a Lightbringer expansion that came out that's free for PlayStation 5 users, so I'm curious to see what that is, like if that's going to improve on the story any. But as of right now, I mean, like I said, it's a fun game, but it's a fun game when you play with friends. By yourself, maybe not so much. And then of course, I want to get through Final Fantasy VII Remake on hard mode. And then I also want to get through Final Fantasy 14 so I can get ready for Endwalker at the end of the year. And I'm right in the same boat as Mildewy Carrot, where I am ecstatic for Kenna Bridge of Spirits next week. I am getting that day one, the deluxe version, for sure.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, man. I cannot.
Actually, for everyone who's curious about it, I do believe they do have a PS4 version of it.
They do, yeah.
So, yeah, if you got PS4 and you want to play it, go right ahead. Not sure on the differences between the two. I know TBF Abyss has got it on 4, so that was like, oh, that's cool. So,
more than likely, it's just going to be processing speeds and the haptic feedback.
Graphicals,
yeah,
most likely. So, it will be interesting to hear him talk about it on 4 and then mine on 5. So, but I really cannot wait for this game to come out. As soon as I saw it the first time when they first announced it, I was like,
yeah.
I'm so
right
beautiful.
There. Yeah, it looked absolutely stunning. And then, of course, we're all playing Smite as we progress and cry through that. But lately, we've been doing pretty good. The stress level's been down a little bit, so there you go. You don't have to hear me complaining.
Ohio had his raised energy drink finally.
He did have his raised energy drink. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it here for us on All Things Gaming episode 64 on a Tuesday, September 14th, 2021.
Tuesday.
Be on the lookout for our Smite Night this coming Thursday, and then All Things Gaming again coming next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. You guys gotta make sure you guys are checking us and following us at social media platforms such as Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of that. Just type in ALWT Gaming on Facebook, on YouTube. You might have to type in At Least We Tried Gaming because At Least We Tried. We also have a website where all of that is condensed in one hub area. Just go to www.alwtgaming.com. Check us out there. Have some fun. Check out our schedule. Give us a comment. Give us a like. All that good stuff. Until next time, everybody. Control. Oh, I'm not going to hit this thing this time.
Complete.
Complete.
Peace.